What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so recently, Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets became just the third player in NBA history to record a triple-double against every team in the NBA. Alright? So, this feat was first done by LeBron James. He did this back on November 19th, 2019, when he registered 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists versus the Thunder. That was the last team in which he registered a triple-double. The next player to accomplish this feat was none other than Russell Westbrook. He did this just a few months later, January 20th, 2020, also against his former team, the Thunder, in which he registered 32 points, 12 assists, and 11 rebounds against the... Actually, I take that back. Yeah, it was the Thunder. It was the Thunder, excuse me. This is when Russ was playing for the Rockets. So Nikola Jokic becomes the third guy, and he did this recently in a game, I think it was February 24th, 2014, when he registered 21 points, 19 rebounds, and 15 assists in a 130-110 victory over the Washington Wizards. Now, make no mistake about it, he is, Nikola Jokic, one of the most dominant players in the history of the NBA. However, Kevin Garnett has taken it a step further and has stated that he believes that Nikola Jokic is the most dominant player in the NBA, or at least more dominant than Wilt Chamberlain. Matter of fact, this is what he said. He said this recently, like I said on his podcast, the Ticket and Truth podcast. What Joker's doing in our league, not even athletic, he probably jumps this high, signaling with his hand a small distance. He's ripping the records apart. I think they showed a stat where he's had a triple-double on every team in the league. Right now, Joker is more dominant than Wilt Chamberlain. Let's pump the brakes here with that one. Okay? Because I noticed that a lot of young people, when they keep talking about Wilt, they say shit like, well, Wilt couldn't shoot. Wilt couldn't shoot. Wilt couldn't shoot. But you're saying that, right, as if that would have been a detriment in the game at that time. That's like saying, well, Jokic doesn't have a lot of post moves. Jokic isn't a shot blocker. Then you'll say, well, it don't matter in today's game. That's my point about when Wilt played. Why would a center be shooting 25-footers if it's just 2 points? When you can just get 2 points to paint. So it just baffles my mind when I keep hearing people talk like this. Like, what are you talking about? People just really look at shooting, and they look at that as the be-all, end-all when it comes to ranking players. If you can't shoot threes, then you're inferior as a basketball player. First of all, let's just say this, okay? First of all, steals and blocks were not counted when Wilt Chamberlain played. All right? And he seemed to register not just a shit ton of blocks, but he also seemed to have gotten a high number of steals for a big man. Matter of fact, listen to the audio of Wilt when he scored 100 points down the stretch the last few minutes. You hear Wilt stealing a pass. If I'm not mistaken, he either stole an inbound pass or he stripped the ball from a ball handler. But Wilt got a lot of steals for a big man. Also, keep in mind this man played a lot of minutes. He played 45 minutes a night for his career. 45 minutes a night in a very fast-paced league. Faster on average for his career than the pace today. and he played defense, something that Jokic still does not excel in. And Wilt was a shot blocker. So when you look at unaccounted steals and especially blocks, I mean, as far as triple doubles are concerned, on the low end, and I mean the very, very conservative low end, Wilt Chamberlain had 250 triple doubles. Possibly 300 triple doubles. Possibly. So, if we're going by actual triple doubles, remember they didn't measure those units in Wilt's time. There was no such thing as a triple double in Wilt's time. That term did not get coined until Magic Johnson. So, I don't get this stuff. I don't get this stuff when people talk about Jokic is more dominant or this guy's more dominant. If you want to say Jokic is more skilled, fine. More dominant, come on, man. Like, who's the better rebounder? Who's the better post defender? Who's the better shot blocker? Who's the better one-on-one defender? Who's bigger? Who's stronger? Who's far more athletic? Who can jump higher? Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't get this Wilt slander, man. I don't understand it, man. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, do people understand this? Do people understand that the NBA made rule changes to try to slow Wilt Chamberlain down, and that many of the rule changes in today's NBA have made it easier for players to dominate? We even had people like Jokic and Luka Doncic try to explain this, and people still don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just about the numbers, man. Wilt Chamberlain, when he came to the NBA, he didn't just dominate the NBA. He was embarrassing the NBA. He was embarrassing the talent pool in the league, so much so that they started making rule changes to try to balance things out because he was so dominant a force. They had to do certain things to try to slow him down, which is something that I really have never seen before in the NBA. I've never seen the NBA specifically change rules to stop one guy. I've seen them augment rules to stop certain players from dominating, like a group of guys, but one dude. So, I don't know, man. It's just, teach his own. Everybody has their opinion. I get that. Everybody has their own opinion, but I get so frustrated when I keep seeing people insert Wilt Chamberlain into these types of arguments just to shit on him. And if you look at Wilt Chamberlain's career, he showed, if you really pay attention, you'll see that he showed you that he could play any style, different offenses, and augment his game and still be dominant. Number one, the Wilt Chamberlain that everyone remembers, the primary scorer from the Philadelphia Warriors days. Then there's the Philadelphia 76ers years, for the most part. And he was an all-around playmaker, scorer, rebounder, increasingly reliable defensive specialist guy, all around. That's when he was racking up most of his triple-doubles. And he's still the only player in NBA history, when talk about dominance, to average 30 and 30 in a playoff series. 30 rebounds, 30 points and 30 rebounds in a series. And then, with the Lakers, and this is after having an injury that would have ended the careers of almost anybody else, he plays in his Bill Russell phase, which, in my opinion, he was better than Bill Russell in a lot of ways because he was far more efficient. Whereas Russell shot 44% from the floor in his career, Chamberlain was shooting around that time 65 to 75% from the floor.